Okie dokie.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, the Generation X finally brings to you. It's three-time WWE Tag Team Champs of the World. The Road Dogg Kelly Irvin, the Badass Ron King, the Big Fat Good Son. Welcome everyone to another sports talk tonight on Big Fat Dubs. We have the review of the conference championship games and leading into our Super Bowl picks. As you know, NFL season is coming to an end. We had the AFC and NFC Championship conference games this last weekend, obviously, this upcoming weekend, we're not going to have the Super Bowl, but the weekend after that, we will have a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl!
So we're going to find out. We're going to talk about these two teams that are going in and talk about the games that were played. There is a couple other NFL news. I guess we're going to get the NFL news out of the way. As anyone's probably seen, there have been two new head coaching waves this last day, actually, last few hours. Marco Ryans, the former defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, is now the new head coach of the Houston Texans. And in a surprising move, kind of surprising, not really also surprising, the Denver Broncos have hired Sean Payton, former New Orleans Saints coach, to be now the new head coach of their. We've seen a couple other things. Nathaniel Hackett, the former Broncos coach this last year, is now the offensive coordinator for the New York Jets. Okay. Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, was fired, and then 24 hours later has been hired on at the Los Angeles Chargers. So interesting moves there. We'll talk about that later on and kind of everything like that. Go ahead.
I was going to say also Frank
Frank Reich.
Yeah, also hired now as a new Carolina
Panthers coach.
I was trying to pick a specific state.
Words.
Wait, but no, it's just Carolina. It's just Carolina.
Technically, it's North Carolina, but
yeah, I know that's Carolina. Where I was going.
So we'll talk about those as going to the next season and everything like that. It's hard to say because I was going to get more direction of where things are going to be going like that. Obviously,
we got to see what they got to do. They got to see what they're going to do.
Exactly. We got the NFL draft coming in a couple months. Big talk about that, but. Going on, we're going to talk about the conference championship games. We're going to start with the NFC conference championship game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers. A very one-sided game, and the Eagles punched their ticket to the Super Bowl after a really great year overall, winning 31-7 on a quarterback-deprived San Francisco 49ers team. Everyone, we talked about this all year long, how the Niners were one of the best teams and everything like that. And unfortunately, that kind of was not the case anymore. Brock Purdy and Josh Johnson, or I don't know if that was really his name. I think that's his name.
Josh Johnson.
Both injured in the game. Brock Purdy did come back, but he has a torn UCL. Really, it was kind of a disappointing game, but it was also kind of what you thought because the Niners really never play a team like Philadelphia. And Philadelphia never faced, it was kind of a test for their offense to see if they were as good as advertised going against the number one defense in the San Francisco 49ers. And it really showed that it didn't matter who was in front of them, they were going to win the game.
Yeah, exactly. Brock Purdy going out, they say, they don't think he was actually going to be a factor in this game at all. They're saying that Eagles, this was their game all along, but I still kind of figured differently because if Brock Purdy was in the game, obviously we would have seen some different plays come along too. The Philly wouldn't have had the ball as much and probably not even get all those sacks and all that stuff. So we don't know what would have happened if it would have stayed in. Unfortunately, this is the way it ends, and I hate to see the Niners go out like this, which is getting one score.
I think that they would have scored more, but I actually don't think that the outcome would have been different. I think Philadelphia still wins. Because regardless they shut down McCaffrey outside his one touchdown run.
Yep.
They really clamped on Debo, Ayuk, and George Kittle. And honestly, too, regardless of how the offense would have done if Purdy was still in it, the offense for Philadelphia was not stopped. Like, and yeah, they held Jalen Hurts to just 121 yards and no score, but that didn't stop Miles Sanders. Miles
Oh
Sanders
yeah,
had himself a game.
yeah.
I think the outcome would still been the same. Just, maybe a little bit better offensive performance from the San Francisco, but really watching this game, the Eagles wanted it more. And there was no excuse. Like, you can say all excuse you want about, well, the Niners had quarterback issues. That's just how sports go sometimes. It's a matter of just capitalizing on it, and the Eagles capitalized. And that's all
Yeah.
it was to it.
I mean, yeah, San Francisco, you ended up going to your fourth quarterback of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that sucks. Even though they said this guy's been in the league for 15 seasons, he was still
He's
not.
a four stringer for a
He was
reason.
a four stringer, yeah, for a reason that they had to bring him in just to fill a backup spot.
Yep.
So, anyway, Niners, looking forward to see what you guys do in here in the offseason and for next year, see what you guys can do.
Yep. And now we'll go to the AFC game. Very close game. Actually, what you expected between these two teams. The Chiefs beating the Bengals 23-20. And a little fired up game. There was a lot of emotion in this one. Obviously, the Bengals came in, from what I'm understanding, pretty fired up because they've had the Chiefs number for the last 2 years. And even their mayor had said, a little trash talk, which then fueled the Chiefs, and the Chiefs end up winning. There is that, a lot of people talked about, like, the controversy that ended the game. Unfortunately, Bengals fans, hate to tell you, but your guy hit Patrick Mahomes clearly out of bounds.
Yeah,
So,
he did.
which set up the field goal and everything like that. Great game overall, kind of expected between these two teams. Um, Honestly, though, like, the Bengals have had more luck on their runs than anybody else. Like, thinking about their playoffs this year, and even think about last year's playoffs. They've won by field goals or overtime in every one of those games. This year, you played a Lamar Jackson, missing
less team.
less team, and you barely won. You won by one score. You beat you beat the Bills, but they were just depleted. They had no safety game. Josh Allen was been making mistakes left and right and cost them the year. And then you kind of went in cocky, which is the downfall of the Bengals and Joe Burrow, is that they get very cocky, and it bites them in the ass.
Yep.
So I also, like it was Kelly and I talked, the Chiefs. Though the Eagles were always the better record team all year, I still think the Chiefs are the best team overall. And it really showed.
Oh yeah, it really showed. Honestly, I thought the Chiefs and Niners were the number 1 and 2 up there for best overall, but unfortunately, injuries started piling up for the Niners. Key guys getting hurt. Just yeah, I mean the Eagles were right there. Like I said, any of these 4 teams deserve to actually go to the Super Bowl. I don't think there was a team here that did not deserve to go to the Super Bowl this year. Bengals didn't start out so well. They turned it around. 49ers, what, 12, 13 game winning streak after Garoppolo went down? No, after Lance went down.
After Lance went down.
After Lance went down. Eagles, were undefeated for a while until Hurts got hurt. And Gardner had to come in and play a few games, but I mean, it didn't matter. So we were able to keep their fire going. Still got that number 1 seed. And Chiefs are just being the Chiefs. I mean, I'm sorry. Andy Reid has got going on there since he's had Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, Travis Kelce as tight end. That whole team overall has just been so dominant overall.
Oh yeah. So great games we have coming up. Obviously now we'll do our Super Bowl pick. We are not doing the fucking Pro Bowl picks.
No, we're not doing that.
No one gives a shit about that. Now we're gonna go to the Super Bowl. Obviously the big game and everything like that. This is kind of what you expected all year with these two teams. Honestly, this was halfway through the season, this was everyone's Super Bowl pick. Very surprising Super Bowl that we're gonna get. Kind of an interesting matchup. I guess the question mark is, the big factor in this game. The Chiefs defense has not been all time the greatest this year, and they're playing a team with a very mobile quarterback. Runs, he can beat you on the run, can beat you on the throwing, and like that. But for the Eagles side, the Eagles defense, have you played a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes? Is the key thing. Um, this is actually going to be a great Super Bowl in my opinion. There's a couple stats on this one. This is one of the few times we've seen a coach lead his current team into a Super Bowl game versus his former team. Andy Reid had coached both the Eagles and the Chiefs. Took them both to Super Bowls. Unfortunately, just won the one with Kansas City.
Right.
This is also the first Super Bowl where we've had two black starting quarterbacks, which is very cool. This is also one of the very first. I think this is the very first Super Bowl that we've had brothers playing against each other, with Eagles center Jason Kelsey and Kansas City Chiefs Travis Kelsey. Really, you cannot go wrong with either one of these picks in my opinion. But I am going. We'll do our picks right now. And like I told Kelly, I love the Eagles' story this year. I love Jalen Hurts. I loved him in college. He was just a hell of an athlete. I love Jason Kelsey, Lyman brothers and everything like that. I got my love for Gardner Minshew on the fucking Eagles. I love me some Gardner Minshew. But I had to be real, and I had to pick with my gut and my heart. And it's got to be the Chiefs. They've been the best team all year long. Because even looking at the games that the both teams have played, the Eagles had a very easy schedule. If you really think about it, they've had a very easy schedule.
That is way overlooked, right?
Yeah.
People do just way overlook that so much right now.
And the thing is too, like with the Eagles, they have kind of not had a lot of close games. They've kind of blown out everybody, where the Chiefs have had to play a lot of close games. But they've also played the Bills, the Bengals, you thinking about their AFC West competition. You think about, they've played a lot of good teams, and we're still 14-3, the same as the Eagles. I got to go with the Chiefs, man. They don't want to go have another trip to Super Bowl and have what happened against Tampa Bay. They don't want that. They're going to. This is a factor of fresh team versus veteran team. Thinking about when Seattle, though they won the Super Bowl the year before, went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots and were up and ready to go. A veteran quarterback, veteran coach knew how to come back and win it. That's, in my opinion, what's going to happen. The Eagles are a young, fresh team. And they're going to come back again eventually. But I think the Chiefs are just too damn good. Chiefs.
I mean, you might as well fire up the grill right now. Get those cheeseburgers ready because Andy Reid deserves it. I'm sorry. Yes, my pick is the Chiefs because I think, as we just said earlier, Chiefs have been dominant all season long. And as I pointed out earlier, both sides of the ball, even on their special teams, has been really pretty good as well. Eagles, you've kind of been on cruise control. You've been lucky, I think, on some stuff. I think you are honestly going to. I think Hurts is actually going to face his really first tough defense this season. I think that's really going to hurt him. Mahomes has got all these weapons that he's got, not just Kelsey over there, as everybody thinks, he's the main guy, but, he's got Pacheco, he's got McKinnon, he's got Baldwin Sanders, he's got all these guys. I mean, Andy Reid made sure to go out after Tyreek left and make sure we give all these guys Patrick Mahomes to help him out. However, if we happen to see this, Sanders might be able to, do what he did here in this last game. A.J. Brown might go off. We kept seeing it against the Bengals. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins coming up with big plays. You thought, oh, shit, Bengals are going to win this thing.
Yeah.
Those are two great wide receivers. Tyler Boyd got even in some plays in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the only way the Eagles are going to win this is with the big plays in them. I actually think both the combination of the athleticism, the smartness of Mahomes on offense is going to really help them, but also their defense is what's going to help stay in this game the most.
See, you can't go wrong with either one of these picks. Like, deep down, I do want the Eagles to win because, again, the Chiefs will be there again very soon. They could be there again next year. who knows about the Eagles and Jalen Hurts? But the thing is, though, is like I'm still thinking the veteran status. I'm thinking game on the line. Mahomes is kind of proven, and he has his moments where they fall apart, But realistically speaking, though, Mahomes knows how to win, and he can come back and win. Even thinking about the Super Bowl loss he had against Tampa Bay, Mahomes was still out there trying. He was making good throws. Right. His receivers just couldn't fucking catch. Tyreek couldn't catch a fucking ball. But I don't think and I love the Eagles. Like I said, I love the Eagles this year, but they relied too much on Jalen. Too much. Yeah. A lot.
You got to be more creative with your other guys. You have so many weapons.
Because even then, Sanders, though he has 1,269 yards and 11 touchdowns, well, so did Kenneth Walker, which tells me Miles isn't that big of a factor. He has a couple good games, not a big. A.J. Brown has also been very vacant in a lot of times, too. They're not consistent enough. They rely too much on Jalen. And the DBs of Kansas City have to step up. Because that is their weak point, is the DB game.
Yes. Especially with A.J. Brown and Smith, very big threats for
a matchup I actually am eager to see is the offensive line for Philadelphia versus the defensive line of Kansas City, because the defensive line for KC are good, but the Philly line offensive line is one of the best ones this year.
That's what I'm more like. That's actually what I'm looking forward to, is actually KC's defense. How are they gonna step up to this Philly offense?
They have a big challenge.
I'm not worried about Mahomes on offense. I know that they are gonna.
He's gonna pick them apart.
He's gonna pick them apart. I'm sorry, Eagle defense, but
let's be real. Well, the thing is, you can put a good coverage game out there, but there's a lot of weapons that Mahomes can make happen, and ultimately, who always gets open is Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
Travis will make big plays. Travis and Mahomes have such a chemistry. I'm sorry. This isn't the Eagles. This isn't going to be your run like you had against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That was just. I credit your defense on that one, because you had a buster of a decent defense, and Nick Foles was Nick Foles. Who the fuck?
Right. Also, Patrick Mahomes getting an extra week, to help rehab that ankle a little bit. Because he's going to start rehabbing the hell out of that thing.
Yeah.
Try to get at least back to 90%, 95% at least.
I mean, he's got a high ankle sprain and made stuff happen in the AFC Championship game to get him the Super Bowl.
And that's what I'm saying. That if he can get back up to, that thing back, that adds his run game right back to it, able to roll out.
He's proven why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And could be potentially the very best.
He's fun to watch.
He is. And again, this is going to be a great Super Bowl. And whoever wins, I'm going to be very happy for it, because the Eagles deserve it for having a great year. But I do want to look at this real quick. So if we look at strength of schedule, so we'll look at the Chiefs first. Thinking about their games, okay, had a lot of close games, a lot of teams in here that are playoff contending teams. And, they've really been on a tear. Handle the business.
Shouldn't have gone into overtime.
But they still won. They still won.
Right.
That's the thing, is that they still won these games, and they bounced back. Okay, this is a playoff team, and they only lost by 4. Had the chance to win, but lost it. Same here. And then same here. Their 3 losses are no more than 1-score games.
You actually look at their divisional games matchups right now. First one up there against the Chargers, close game.
Yeah,
won it. Las Vegas, 1-1. You got Chargers again, same thing, 1-3. Denver, that was that game in Denver that game in Denver where they almost beat them there. Yep. Same thing again. It was what the heck? You actually look at their divisional game. They had close divisional games, but outside of the divisional games, they were pretty good.
Yep. And you think about these guys here, and you look at the schedule, right? And a lot of higher score games, but they got butt whooped here. And this one was a close win, but then again, or a close loss. But then again, you had Gardner Minshew in there. You're looking at this game. Hurts was very, very
shut down. Yeah.
And like I said, based on strength of schedule, I like, because thinking about this, playoff team, non playoff team, crap, playoff team, crap, 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 playoff team, crap, playoff team, crap, playoff team. At the Chiefs. Crap, playoff team, crap, playoff team, crap, playoff team, playoff team, crap, playoff team, playoff team, crap, playoff team, crap, crap, playoff team, crap, crap. They're about equal, but they were challenged a lot more. The Chiefs were challenged a lot more than the Eagles were, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And this will be an interesting Super Bowl. This will definitely be an interesting one. You know, again, love to see what's going to happen. You know, you never know what could happen. You never know what's going to happen in this game, and I'm excited for it. So, going on to other sports news, we don't really have a whole lot to talk about. As we're entering the NHL All-Star Weekend here, take a look at the Kraken. Kraken sitting on top of the Pacific Division at 29, 15, and 5, officially surpassing their mark of most wins in franchise history. Yes, it is the second fucking year. Shut the hell up.
We're just very fortunate that Knights are on a 4-game losing streak going into the All-Star break right now.
Unfortunately, you know, our All-Star is injured, and Matty Beniers took a really nasty shot against Vancouver. The big question mark is whether or not it was intentional and dirty and all that stuff. But the Kraken on top of the division right now at 29, 15, and 5, looking like we have a good shot to making the playoffs this year, which would be really nice to see. And that would be the first year that we've had 3 pro sports teams make playoff, 4 in counting the Seattle Storm, 5 if you count the Seattle Thunder or Seattle Sounders, 6 if you count the Seattle Seawolves rugby team. All professional sports teams, they all count. 5% of the sport. Just saying.
I think other than shout out to Julio Rodriguez for the Jackie Robinson Award for him getting that. Sorry, man. I was hoping that you'd get on the MLB cover this year, but
I don't think that.
I thought it would have been cool at least. I was actually going to get the game if I actually did, just because of that. But
I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'll say this about the NBA. We've kind of seen a resurgence of the Golden State Warriors now with the healthy Steph Curry and the lineup and everything like that. LeBron James is inching closer to the ever so lasting scoring title of being the most important scorer of all time. However, I will say this on the GOAT talk. I watched the Celtics Lakers game, and I will voice my 2 seconds on this one. And anyone that wants to have a debate on it, come at me. LeBron James was fouled at the end of the game. Yes, you clearly fouled. Clearly fouled. But you're going to overtime, take over the game, and fucking win it. You can't be the GOAT mind conversation if you don't have the same mentality as Michael Jordan and Kobe fucking Bryant, who would have taken the game in overtime and said, fuck you, I'm going to kill you, and put up 12 to 15 points in overtime and sealed the goddamn game. Just saying. Just saying. I get the missed call, and I don't agree with the hatred towards referees. They're only fucking humans.
It gets worse every year.
They're only humans. And they've even admitted that they missed the call. But then you're going to overtime. It's not like it's not like you lost the game on that point. You had overtime. You had an extra quarter. Go out and win. Go take over.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why Jordan is still the GOAT. Jordan would have fucking dunked it. He wouldn't have laid it up. He would have gone for a dunk or a jump shot. B, he would have like, okay, they're gonna foul me and not call it. Cool. I'm just gonna go put up fucking 20 points in a overtime and win it. Kobe would have done the same thing. LeBron doesn't have the GOAT mentality. He does not have the killer instinct that Jordan and Kobe have. And I would love to debate with this with the LeBron fan clubs, because I will gladly have this discussion with you about how LeBron is one of the greatest of all time, but he's not. Sorry.
No, I agree, man. One of the greatest, but not the greatest.
No. And if we're going to talk about people with accolades and, being up there, yes, he's going to break the all-time scoring record. The fact that Kareem held it for 40 fucking years and without shooting a fucking three-pointer. Kareem's one of the best.
Sorry, NFL, Dan Marino still holds fucking records.
Yeah.
He never won a Super Bowl, but still one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Not the greatest of all time, but
It's
still one of the greatest of all time.
A person that deserves the category right now of greatest of all time in this generation, someone who always gets looked over because he had KD for 2 finals, Steph Curry. Broke the three-point record way earlier than anyone.
Youngest, yeah.
He has 4 NBA titles out of 6 attempts, so you're 4 out of 10, LeBron. Go fuck yourself.
Right.
2 MVPs, one of them being unanimous. And oh yeah, he's if you go down to the West, go down.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, let's bring up the.
So the Warriors right now with just Steph and Clay and Draymond, right? The big 3. So Draymond and Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins are considered all-stars, but not considered Hall of Famers. They're sitting at 26 and 24 because of Steph. The Lakers with Hall of Famers like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and a plethora is sitting in fucking third to last. And they want to blame officiating. They want to blame this, that, and the other. Again, you don't get the GOAT conversation if the fucking Sacramento Kings is better than you, LeBron.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, the Warriors are doing worse than the Kings. But Curry doesn't go out there calling himself the GOAT, though. He doesn't go out there and telling everyone he's the greatest of all time. Most respectful man. LeBron came out and said, I am the greatest of all time. Yeah, I found a really funny meme today. You're the greatest of all time in temper tantrums. The fucking Blazers are better than you. And they just have Damian Lillard.
Pretty much, yeah.
OKC's better than you. And they have nobody.
I couldn't name an OKC player.
I couldn't either. You look at the East. The Cavaliers are better than you. Substantially. The Knicks are better than you, and they suck.
Atlanta Hawks and Washington Wizards.
They suck. All fucking Brooklyn's better than your ass. They can't win a fucking playoff game if their life depended on it on fucking NBA 2K. It's just, I'd love to bring someone in to talk NBA. Because to get their perspective. But, it's one of those things where it's just like, LeBron James, in my opinion, is a top 10 greatest player of all time. But you ain't going to get anywhere near number 1 in my book. I don't give a shit that you're going to break the scoring record. That just means you score a lot of points in garbage time. You don't have that mentality like Jordan did. Because even then, LeBron, I'll say this on the Go Talk with LeBron. So, think about eras. And, a lot of times you want to talk eras in sports. Right. Well, when it was the 80s, that was Magic and Bird. They took over the 80s. Okay? You think about the 90s, that was 100% Michael Jordan. And there were a lot of people before that, but Michael was the center point of it. You talk about you talk about the 2000s. So LeBron came in the 2000s. And he was pushed ahead to be the greatest. But then again, I don't consider that because Kobe Bryant was in his prime. Shaq early on in his prime. Tim Duncan ruled it. Dirk Nowitzki, person that everyone watched over, but he was damn good.
Damn right.
And a lot of these other superstars. You go to 2010s, okay. Early part of 2010s when you were with Miami, you were the guy. You were the guy, LeBron. And then came towards the end of the 2010s when a guy named Steph Curry showed up and whooped your ass on 3 out of fucking 4 finals that you guys have faced and was so much better. Fuck KD. KD was like number 3. And then you go to this decade, and I'm sorry, it's still Stephen Curry, it's Giannis, it's Nikola Jokic, it's Jason Tatum,
Should I even put Joel Embiid up there now?
Joel Embiid. Yes, all these guys are now better. You've not had a whole decade, LeBron, where you were the guy. Because I'm sorry for all you LeBron lovers, 9 NBA Finals in the 2010s, and you've only won 3 of them out of 9 attempts. That means you had 6 losses. 6. And the teams you beat, a trash Oklahoma City team that should not have even been in the finals.
No, they shouldn't have been there.
And you were with Miami. You were gonna win. A Spurs team that Ray Allen and Chris Bosh saved your dumbass because you missed that 3-pointer. Ray Allen clutched it. God bless Ray Allen.
Thank God.
And the bubble championship. The fucking bubble championship. And I get it. It's hard because we're trapped in a thing and blah, blah, blah. You all voted on doing it. Not to mention, you had all the momentum for you. I'm sorry. I'm going to say this. I love Kobe Bryant, but his death really helped the Lakers to succeed to victory. They were going to win it for Kobe. 3. But even then, you played a Miami Heat team that was Jimmy Butler and a bunch of nobodies, and Jimmy almost beat you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Playing lights out in that game.
Yeah, you lost to the Mavericks. An old Mavericks team.
Older, yeah, Dirk's.
Like, Dirk's on his way out.
Dirk's on his way out, and man, he fucking put up buckets on you guys.
The Spurs came back and whooped your ass.
You can blame the whole, AC thing not working for that one game.
Whatever. Who cares? You got shut down. You won against the Warriors one time because Draymond decided to kick you in the dick. They also just shot their way out of hell because they literally went 73-9. And you beat again Miami. And also I saw a comment today of Draymond Green saying that why LeBron James is the greatest is that he beat the best team ever assembled and Jordan did not. Draymond, my response to you is this. Jordan didn't have to beat the best team of all time because he was on the best team of all time.
I was going to say, yeah.
He was literally the best player on the best team of all time. LeBron beat the second best because you can't go 73-9 and not win the championship and be the best. I'm sorry. I love the Warriors, but let's be real. So, your response, Draymond, and you've said a lot of stupid shit, is
punching your own player.
Exactly. He beat the greatest. He beat the greatest team ever assembled. Sorry. 96 Bulls, greatest team ever assembled. Hell, he wouldn't even stand a chance against the 2000s Shaq and Kobe Lakers. Because first of all, Kobe going to kill him on every aspect of the game, and if he dared go in the middle, dared go down the paint, Big Daddy Shaq Daddy was going to whoop his ass. Not only block a shot and dunk on him, but he'd probably throw a punch at him too, because that's who Shaq was.
Can you imagine that? Shaq and LeBron going at it, just Shaq just giving it to him?
Oh, it'd be the funniest shit ever. It'd be the funniest shit ever. Because LeBron can fight anybody. He doesn't realize how big he is, that he can knock somebody out. But he doesn't ever want to fight. Shaq, on the other hand, if LeBron stepped up to Shaq and wanted to fight, first of all, Shaq's hand is probably as big as LeBron's head. And Shaq is just a fucking animal. Who would have been the greatest of all time had he not just if he got away from his McDonald's diet.
Hey man, loves his double cheeseburgers, okay?
I mean, I don't blame him, but still. Work on your free throw shot instead of the Big Macs. Dude.
You gotta find something else when the ice cream machine's not working.
I get that, and I get the bigger you are, sometimes you got to eat more to fill the metabolism and everything. But thick.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right, thank you guys. That's it for the show. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so. Not a whole lot there. I think we're still waiting to hear on Breanna Stewart making her decision. She's got 2 teams: the Storm and
the Liberty.
Liberty, that's it. Waiting to hear on that. We got Sue Bird's number retirement. I believe they're doing this season.
June. I think it's either June 11th or June 10th. They are doing her retirement number.
We got baseball in about Pitchers and catchers supposed to be reporting here in a few weeks.
Hey, in February.
Yeah, the end of February. Looking forward to see that.
Remembering All-Star Weekend for baseball is in Seattle this year, so that'll be fun to see.
Yep.
Is it World Baseball Classic this year as well?
Well, Baseball Classic, yep, we'll be starting in, I believe, April.
For those who don't remember what World Baseball Classic is, it's pretty much like the World Cup for soccer, but it's for baseball. So MLB players will play for their respective countries and have a little tournament during the preseason and everything like that. I think the only people that have confirmed to be from the Mariners to go is
Julio
Rodriguez. I don't remember what country. Dominican Republic?
Dominican.
Yeah. Sam Haggerty, who is Italian.
Yep.
And then I think there's a couple of other people. There are no Mariners on the USA team.
Nope.
USA is actually the reigning. Correct me if I'm wrong. The USA is actually the reigning champs right now.
I want to say they are, but I would have to double check. I know we've won it twice.
We have. I remember
I think
once.
we are twice. I thought we won it twice. I know Japan's won it.
I think Japan's won twice. I think Japan won the first.
We'd have
years.
to look it up then.
Yeah, I think Japan won twice. I know they were the first one ever. They had Ichiro on that team.
Duds.
Yep. And then there is another Mariners news. There is a retirement or Mariners Hall of Fame night for Felix Rodriguez in August. He's going to get inducted into the Mariners Hall of Fame.
Felix Hernandez?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I said Felix Rodriguez.
No, I said Felix Hernandez.
You said Rodriguez, bro.
I said Hernandez. I said Hernandez. I said Felix Hernandez.
All right, I'll have to prove it to him later.
Yeah, my dude.
All right. Anyway. Yeah, I think other than that, not much that we really are keeping up on, and besides that.
Yep. So that'll be it for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tune into our other stuff we've had. As always, like, subscribe, punch the notification bell. And again, check out other content. We have Mario Mondays. We just released a Mario game yesterday. We have our brackets. I think one is being released today.
Nope, nothing today.
Nothing today. All right, we'll get one out later this week and everything like that. And we'll have more stuff coming to you as we go along. So that is going to be it. Kelly, you got anything?
Nope.
Why don't you do the outro? Go ahead. You do the outro.
I do the outro?
You do the outro.
Well, then you know how we're going to do it. You know how we're going to do it. A comment and a homie. Send them home to mommy.